Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel, I hope. Everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Golden Bachelorette. I don't think Chapple wants to be an influencer. Does he resent Joan Vassos for her new lifestyle? I don't think the Golden Bachelorette winner Chapple wants to be an influencer. And he may resent his fiancée, Joan Vassos, for her influencer status and lifestyle. Chock was Joan's frontrunner all along in the Golden Bachelorette Season 1. He beat out 23 other golden men to win Joan's heart. During the final rose ceremony, Chock proposed, and Joan accepted. Joan was named the first Golden Bachelorette lead in May 2024. The show filmed in July 2024, and the season aired from September to November 2024. Since the season officially ended, Joan and Chock have been dedicated to showcasing their love publicly. The pair's relationship is long distance, as Joan lives in Maryland and Chock lives in Kansas. However, they travel to each other's respective hometowns frequently, and they also take vacations and do Bachelor Nation events together. While Joan and Chock might not be letting distance get in the way of their connection, I see that Joan's life as an influencer might be throwing some unnecessary hurdles into the viability of their union. I've seen Chock throw all caution to the wind for Joan, whom he is enamored with. Chock is smitten, and I think he will stop at nothing to make Joan happy and make their relationship work. I've witnessed this in how he speaks about Joan and their connection, how much he admires her, and how he endeavors to make the logistical issues of their partnership work. Being that Chock is all in on Joan, I feel he tries to accept her for who she is. But it's becoming clear to me that the obstacles of social media and their life in the public eye are a heavy weight on their relationship. Joan was an unknown figure before she competed for Jerry Turner's heart in the Golden Bachelor Season 1. Since then, she's been thrust into fame, and she's been capitalizing on it. Joan is a very telegenic person, and she is a very good orator, making her the ideal fit to be an influencer and content creator. Joan currently has 195,000 followers on Instagram, where she shares most of her content and updates. Aside from promoting Bachelor Nation and her relationship with Chock, Joan makes videos tailored around cooking and fashion mostly. She also has a huge part of her Instagram dedicated to brand promotions, where she likes to focus on skincare and vitamin brands she's passionate about. Chock has tried his hand at influencing and local business promoting, but his scale is nowhere near what Joan's is. In order for Chock to be with Joan, I realize that he has to accept that being in the public eye by obligation and by choice is baggage that comes along with Joan now. Aside from catering to her need to create content for her page and persona, Joan likes to share details of her and Chock's private life with fans. Joan never usually goes a day without posting to her stories or page, and I think Chock is along for the ride. However, I believe Joan and Chock lack the level of privacy I think they need in order to further. Joan and Chock are very much in love, but I fear that they don't hold enough private moments and details about their relationship to themselves, since Joan puts it all out there. Joan's influencer lifestyle is showing no signs of slowing down, and I don't want Chock to start resenting Joan for her putting her need to post and create content first. The Golden Bachelorette brought Joan and Chock together, but I see that it's possible their fame, more so Joan's, could detract from them building on the most important parts of their relationship. I think once the Golden Bachelor Season 2 kicks off, there will be less pressure on Joan to post to the degree she is now, and she can then enjoy the following she's created. However, Joan may not want to stop, and Chock will have to continue blending his life with Joan's for everyone to see. When Chapple first stepped onto the Golden Bachelorette stage, viewers were immediately charmed by his no-frills attitude. In a world of filters, hashtags, and endless self-promotion, Chock was a breath of old-school air. He wasn't snapping selfies or filming TikToks during downtime. Instead, he preferred leaning against a tree, hands tucked into his pockets, sharing stories that made you feel like you were sitting on the back porch with him. That's why it's been so surprising. and a little sad to watch how the post-show world has treated Chock. Meanwhile, Joan Vassos, the ever-graceful golden bachelorette herself, has blossomed in the afterglow of the season. She's amassed followers by the thousands, launched a stylish blog about dating over 60, and recently inked a deal to promote a line of ageless beauty products. Joan's Instagram is now a curated gallery of sunset shots, inspirational quotes, designer coffee cups, and chick selfies from every angle. She's leaned all the way in, and truthfully, it suits her. But where does that leave Chock? Sources close to production whisper that Chock isn't exactly celebrating Joan's new career as a full-time influencer. While he publicly offers polite support, clapping for her success in interviews, calling her a special lady, there's an undeniable tension brewing behind that easy smile. Some fans are wondering, does Chapple secretly resent Joan Vassos for embracing the influencer life he never wanted? You can almost picture it. Chock sitting at his kitchen table, still wearing his denim jacket, sipping plain black coffee as his phone buzzes with yet another notification. Another article about Joan. Another call up with me. Request from a protein powder company he doesn't even recognize. He never wanted fame. He wanted connection. He came on the Golden Bachelorette to find love, not to become a walking brand. Friends say he's turned down dozens of offers. Free watches, free cruises, even free teeth whitening kits, all met with a gruff, no thanks. One insider laughed, remembering Chock's reaction to a PR agent who suggested he open a Cameo account. I'm not charging people to say happy birthday. That's just not who I am. And that's the thing about Chock. What you see is what you get. He's the guy who'd rather build you a bookcase than post a sappy caption about how much he cares. He shows love through action, not by curating the perfect lighting or hashtag. Compare that to Joan's world now. Partnerships, photo shoots, and live streams, and it's easy to see why Chock might feel left behind. He wasn't looking to build a brand. He was looking to build a life. Some say the resentment really began during Hometowns, when cameras caught Joan mentioning a career pivot for the first time. She spoke about wanting a new chapter and ways to inspire others. At the time, Chock smiled and nodded. But body language experts point out that he also crossed his arms and leaned back slightly, subtle signs that he was uncomfortable with the conversation. And in interviews since the finale, Chock's comments have been revealing in their own careful way. I'm proud of Joan, he said recently. She's doing her thing. It's just not my thing. Not my thing. Simple words, but they hang heavy with meaning. Of course, not everyone thinks there's bad blood. Some argue that Chock's detachment isn't resentment at all. It's disappointment. One fan put it beautifully. He didn't fall for Joan the influencer. He fell for Joan the woman. And maybe he feels like he's losing her to the internet. It's a haunting thought, isn't it? That in the glow of ring lights and brand deals, the real connection they built is flickering out like a dying campfire. Still, there's a stubborn part of Chock that refuses to play the fame game. No matter how many Instagram managers slide into his DMs, no matter how many podcasts beg for an interview, Chock remains true to himself. He doesn't want a personal brand. He doesn't want to go viral. He just wants someone to sit across from him at that old kitchen table, someone who laughs at his terrible jokes and doesn't care whether their dinner is Instagram-worthy, someone real. And maybe that's why Chapple has quietly retreated while Joan Vassos rises higher into the influencer stratosphere. It's not bitterness. It's not anger. It's sadness, maybe. A quiet acceptance that they want different lives now. Joan deserves her spotlight, of course. She's earned every moment of it. And there's something inspiring about watching a woman in her 60s reinvent herself and soar. But that doesn't mean it's what Chock signed up for. Love after 60 is complicated. It's not just about chemistry. It's about lifestyle, goals, visions for the future. Joan saw a horizon filled with followers and fresh starts. Chock saw a front porch, 2 rocking chairs, and a world where love doesn't need a caption.